Deep within Earth's ancient caves, our ancestors discovered something remarkable: their own voice. From echoing chambers to natural amplifiers, these underground spaces weren't just shelters. They were humanity's first concert halls, temples, and storytelling venues. Picture yourself standing in a vast limestone cave, your torch casting dancing shadows on the walls. You call out, and suddenly your voice bounces back, not once, but multiple times, creating an otherworldly chorus. This is exactly what our ancestors experienced thousands of years ago. Scientists studying ancient cave sites have found that many prehistoric paintings are located in spots with the best acoustics. It's no coincidence. These caves acted like natural amphitheaters, with sound waves bouncing off curved walls and creating rich reverberations that could last up to 10 seconds. Think of it as Stone Age surround sound. These acoustic properties didn't just make cool echoes. They fundamentally shaped how our ancestors communicated, celebrated, and connected with their spiritual world. Some caves even had specific spots that could amplify a whisper to reach the entire chamber, like prehistoric microphones. Here's where things get really fascinating. Those beautiful cave paintings weren't just about visual art. Scientists have discovered that many of the most detailed prehistoric artworks are found in areas with the best acoustics. Think about it. Spots where the sound resonates perfectly often have the most elaborate paintings. Picture a prehistoric artist, torch in hand, tapping different parts of the cave wall. When they found a spot that sang with rich echoes, that's where they'd create their masterpieces. Some cave chambers even act like natural musical instruments. When struck, certain stalactites produce different musical notes, almost like a Stone Age xylophone. The relationship between sound and art suggests our ancestors chose these locations deliberately, creating multi-sensory spaces where visual art and acoustic properties work together to create powerful, immersive experiences. Now let's explore how these acoustic wonders became humanity's first temples. Archaeological evidence suggests our ancestors used these resonant caves for religious ceremonies that would blow your mind. Imagine a group of shamans chanting in a perfectly acoustic chamber, their voices creating otherworldly, overlapping harmonies that seem to come from everywhere at once. These natural sound effects weren't just cool, they were powerful tools for creating transcendent spiritual experiences. Some caves even had specific sweet spots where a priest's voice would seem to emerge from sacred paintings on the walls, creating the illusion that the spirits themselves were speaking. The combination of darkness, echoes, and rhythmic chanting would have created an absolutely mesmerizing atmosphere, helping participants enter altered states of consciousness. Modern experiments in these same caves have shown that the specific resonant frequencies can actually affect human brain activity. Talk about ancient surround sound with a spiritual twist. Let's explore how our ancestors turned caves into the world's first recording studios. Ever tapped a stalactite and heard it ring like a bell? Our prehistoric relatives did exactly that, discovering nature's own musical instruments hidden in the caves. These hanging rock formations, when struck, produce different notes depending on their size and shape, essentially creating Earth's first keyboard. But that's not all. Archaeologists have found hollow stalagmites with wear marks showing they were repeatedly struck like ancient percussion instruments. The caves themselves acted as natural amplifiers, with certain chambers creating perfect acoustics for these Stone Age symphonies. Scientists have even recreated these prehistoric performances, finding that some cave formations can produce sounds similar to modern xylophones, drums, and wind instruments. Imagine the wonder of discovering you could make music with the cave itself. Let's explore how these incredible cave acoustics transformed storytelling into an unforgettable experience. When a storyteller spoke in these resonant chambers, their voice would take on an almost supernatural quality, making tales of heroes and spirits come alive in the darkness. The echoes could make one voice sound like many, perfect for acting out different characters in a story. Imagine sitting around a flickering fire, deep underground, as the storyteller's voice seems to dance around the chamber, bringing ancient legends to life. Archaeological evidence suggests that some caves had designated storytelling spots where the acoustics were just right, not too echoey to muddle the words, but resonant enough to give the voice an otherworldly quality. These natural theatres helped preserve oral traditions, making stories memorable and deeply impactful for listeners. Let's dive into one of the most clever ways our ancestors used cave acoustics as a prehistoric GPS system. Deep in these underground mazes, early humans developed fascinating techniques to navigate using sound. They discovered that different cave chambers had unique acoustic signatures, like audio fingerprints. By making specific sounds or calls, they could identify where they were based on how the echoes bounced back. Think of it as echolocation, but for humans. Some caves had special spots called sound markers, where specific sounds would echo in distinctive patterns, helping people find their way through the darkness. Explorers would use everything from hand claps to short vocal calls, learning to recognize the subtle differences in how sound traveled through different passages. These acoustic waypoints were especially important in deeper cave systems where getting lost could be fatal. Let's explore how cave acoustics might have shaped the development of human speech itself. Scientists have found fascinating evidence suggesting that the unique sound properties of caves could have influenced how our ancestors learned to communicate. These natural echo chambers provided immediate feedback. Imagine hearing your own voice reflected back, allowing you to experiment with different sounds and learn which ones worked best. The caves acted like nature's speech lab, where early humans could practice and refine their vocal abilities. Studies show that certain cave chambers have acoustic properties perfectly suited for amplifying the frequencies of human speech. This might not be a coincidence. Our ancestors may have unconsciously adapted their voices to work best in these spaces, gradually developing more complex sounds and eventually, language itself. Now let's explore how living in these acoustic wonderlands brought our ancestors closer together. Cave life wasn't just about survival, it was about building community through sound. Imagine a group of early humans gathered in a resonant chamber, their voices naturally blending as they shared stories or sang together. These shared sonic experiences created powerful emotional bonds. The cave's acoustics made group activities more engaging, whether it was collective hunting calls, celebration songs, or warning signals that everyone could hear clearly. Scientists have found that when people vocalize together in these spaces, it triggers the release of social bonding hormones like oxytocin. The caves essentially worked as natural community centers, where the enhanced acoustics made every group activity more impactful and memorable. Even simple daily conversations became more meaningful in these sound-enriched environments. Ever wonder how our ancestors used sound to become better hunters? Here's something wild. They might have used cave acoustics as a prehistoric hunting tool. Picture this. Hunters deep in a cave system, using specific calls to track prey through echoes. They discovered that different animals made distinct sounds that bounced off cave walls in unique ways. By learning these acoustic patterns, hunters could figure out not just what kind of animal was nearby, but also its size and distance. Some caves had natural sound tunnels that carried animal noises from outside deep into the cave, giving early humans advance warning of approaching prey. They even used these acoustic properties to their advantage during hunts, strategically positioning themselves where echoes would mask their own movements while amplifying the sounds of their quarry. Let's look at how modern science is unlocking the secrets of our vocal past. Today's researchers are using cutting-edge technology to study ancient cave acoustics in ways that would seem like science fiction to our ancestors. They're using 3D acoustic mapping to create detailed sound profiles of prehistoric caves, revealing exactly how our ancestors experienced these spaces. Special microphones can now capture the precise way sound bounces around these ancient chambers, while computer models help reconstruct how voices and instruments would have sounded thousands of years ago. What's really exciting is how these studies are showing that many caves have acoustic properties perfectly tuned to human speech frequencies, almost like natural recording studios designed for the human voice. Scientists have even found that certain cave chambers can produce specific sound effects that might have influenced early religious practices and storytelling techniques. Thanks for joining us on this sonic journey through prehistoric caves. We've seen how these amazing spaces shaped human culture, communication, and creativity. If you enjoyed exploring ancient acoustics, hit like, subscribe, and share to help others discover these fascinating stories.